Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Ooh, I'm excited to be on here again. It's been so long. Wow, two people popped on here like there is no tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully the mic's good. You can hear me well. Thanks so much for joining me. We're going to be talking about classic sitcoms, classic TV shows. Thanks to all of you for joining me today. Thanks for those who are watching this in repeat, because this is weird, but I'm doing this live right now. But if you're watching this later and there's no live little thing there, they're watching it after, so thank you for watching it afterward. But if you're here live, it's time right now to comment, to say hi, to ask questions, to comment about videos you've seen on my channel, whatever you'd like. It's here. Wow, there's like a thing hanging on the back here. It's like a little it's gonna annoy me if I don't get it off. Okay, there we go. All right, so thanks so much again for joining me. Okay, before I get too distracted, we're going to look at some I Love Lucy episodes. Unfortunately, you can't watch it with me because of copyright. You can watch it, meaning on your own, and then we can queue it up with me. It could be playing at the same time. So I don't know. I decided to just go a little bit crazy here and not really go with the order that we're going, change it up. I'm going to look at season 2, some of my favorite season 2 episodes. Ricky and Fred are TV fans. I love that episode. Hopefully you do as well. I'm going to start playing it. I'll give you some info on it, and then we'll talk Munsters after that. I've only usually made live streams for Lucy as a TV show for Lucy, but I've never really done them on the Munsters. And so, I don't know. I think we can have some fun talking about the Munsters as well. So, Ricky and Fred are TV fans. Okay, so that's season 2. It's around the end. Okay, so this is a June 22nd, 1953 release, episode 66. Backwards, it's 66. Okay. Filmed on Friday, May 22nd, 1953. Rating share is 43.8 out of 64. You have Larry Dobkin, who's a very interesting recurring actor. I'm going to cover him one day. Alan Jenkins as well. He plays a cop. He plays a cop in several of the actual I Love Lucy episodes. He plays different cops, meaning different characters, that is. And then Frank Nelson. Ooh, I love Frank Nelson. A lot of you are big Frank Nelson fans. So I'm going to look over my chat. Hello to every single person saying hello out there. Awesome. Thank you so much. There's been a lot of people, okay? A lot of people who recently subscribed. So I want to say thank you for the subscriptions, for the continued support. It really means a lot. Thank you for the thumbs up, all that good stuff. From Florida. Awesome. I love shouting out your names and saying hi, because this is a real time where we can connect. Usually when I make videos, it's on a topic and I go boom, 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 get right to it. But here we can talk about stuff. You can ask me, I can ask you, because I ask you guys stuff all the time. All right, Lorraine asks me, are you going to the August 6th theater showing of the 5 colorized I Love Lucy episodes? I will not. And the reason is because I am going to get the DVD set. I'm going to get one for myself and raffle one. Well, not raffle, but giveaway one, which is kind of like a raffle, I guess, through one of my videos. So stay tuned for that. That's why you should watch every video. And that's why I say that, because there's a reason why I don't say, hey, giveaway video, because people are just going to watch those. And I want people to support the channel as a whole, not just support a video because there's a raffle, right? You know what I mean? Like, I just want it to be like an incentive for people to enjoy and have fun. But yeah, it's very interesting looking at the comments with a video that has giveaways in them and a comment and comments in general for non-giveaway videos. It's just very interesting. But today's video, I did enjoy making, and I did enjoy a lot of your comments. I'm still reading through them, so that's really cool. So some first-timers in here. Any first-timers? Any first-timers? Big welcome to any first-timers. Of course, big welcome to any recurring supporters of the channel. Awesome. Yes. So you guys are going to the theater. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love doing giveaways. They're fun for me, and it's really a way that I want to give back, because it's kind of sucky. I'll just say that word, that I can't put, the footage on here because of copyright and because of YT. You guys can figure out what that is. it's just a bit annoying. Like, I understand, but it's kind of frustrating. And so I want to be able to give away these DVDs to people who don't have them, so you can watch them on your own and maybe follow along. It's the source material, right? So it is great. Wow, look at all the first timers. Joshua, look at that. Been a fan since early on. Marta, yes. I've seen you many times on live streams. In the comments below. Film fantastic. Awesome. Very, very cool. First time live. Oh, first time live, Marta. I thought I saw you. Well, think about it. With so many people watching, sometimes some names I can get them confused or so. I've never watched F Troop, never watched Bewitched. I Dream of Jeannie, yes. I just made a video on it today. I have the whole series myself. So yeah. Thirsty. I think it's the first time. Well, awesome. Another thing, just keep in mind, I also am looking for a couple of moderators for the live streams, because I want to do more live streams as time goes on. I've done them before. I kind of pulled back on doing them for a while, focusing on the main videos, but I want to do them more. And I would need like some moderators. All you need to be as a moderator is a subscriber, basically. And you also need to be basically a person who frequents most of the live streams, if not all of them. And so what you do is you just make sure that you kind of manage it. So, it's kind of like a free thing, but it helps out the channel. It helps people keep like focused on what's going on, make sure that, the topics are all like proper and, appropriate to the channel and so forth. And it's pretty cool. You get a little wrench by your name, and then you just, moderate the chat. So it's kind of cool. Most channels have them. But I think it's a time where I'm getting so many people in the chat, that it's kind of hard to keep up and do all that myself. So it helps. You can skip the last 3 seasons of Bewitched. Wow, really? That much? That's a lot of the show. I Love Lucy. That would be half of I Love Lucy, right? I'm doing well. Thank you, guys. Hopefully all of you are doing well as well. All of you are doing well as well. Wow. Yes, I'm glad you didn't miss it too, OC girl. Thank you for joining me. Dick York was better actor. See, I think I know who Dick York is. I've seen him in something. I've seen him in a supporting role somewhere in one of the shows I like. I just can't picture him. It's been 99,000 years, Arthur. I know I haven't seen you in such a long time, Arthur, but thank you for coming to the live stream. That's awesome. Let me see here. Hold on here. Everyone, okay, so what's so interesting about Bewitched? Because I know it's obviously about a witch, right? Samantha, and it's very home-oriented, right? And a lot of people say, like, there's like an argument. It's like Munsters, Addams Family. A lot of people, it's like I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched. A lot of the shows that I do cover, the reason why I cover them is because I'm so well versed in them. I just go over them all the time, and I know them fairly well. Not say expert. I just watch them a lot, right? And so with that, that's more helpful for me to cover them, to show bloopers, stuff like that, versus a show I've never seen. It'll take me a while to see all the episodes and then rewatch them and stuff. I'm open to do that, but it does take work and time. It's not even the work, it's the time. The fact of, think about it, 26-minute episodes, how much. So I figured if I watch the Munsters, like let's say if I dedicated my work hours to watch the Munsters, I could watch the whole series pretty much 8-hour days in somewhere around a couple days, 2-3 days. So that's still a lot, and there's not a lot of episodes. It's what, 60-something episodes. So yeah. Wow, Jack, someone who saw I Love Lucy taping live. Well, the Mayer twins, they are still around, and they obviously were there. They're in front of the camera and off the camera as well. I don't know. I'm sure there are audience members around, right? Lucy Arnaz Luckenbill also was at, I believe, not on camera, but she was in one of the tapings as well. I think she was in the Scotland episode, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, kind of cool. Now, Paul Lynde, is it Lynde? I think it's Paul Lynde. He was definitely in a couple Munsters episode, and he's good. I like him. He is very quirky and weird. So, anyone a fan of this episode? The what do you call it? Ricky and Fred are TV fans. I love it because I don't know. It begins the idea of the boys becoming zombies from watching TV. Like the idea of the girls being upset at it. It's like technology, technology coming in, and now we don't see the television as such like a big thing. But back then it was the YouTube of the day. Even YouTube now, I don't want to say it's ancient, but it's definitely not new. But some people still struggle to understand it, because it's relatively new. Well, TV, same thing. Like people weren't really fixed to things. You could listen to the radio while you did things. The television kind of put you right there, right? Versus a book where it's like you just close it and put it away. TV, it's like you got to keep up with it, right? So that's why it's so like it's so hypnotic. And I think that's one of the things that we still can relate with today. That's why this episode is so popular. It relates to TV, it relates to internet, relates to so many things that we're still used to. And then I don't know. I would have liked to see one where the girls kind of get really involved in the TV scene. Like now you see Ethel, even now getting into the fight. They're at the cafe and she's like, she's watching with the cop and the guy at the counter. And Lucy's the one who's like upset because the guys aren't paying attention to them. So it's kind of funny. Yep. And little Keith, Richard Keith, he was there as well. I like to call him Richard Keith. That was also his stage name as well. It's just easier to say. Let me see. Yeah, it is a great episode. I definitely love it myself. Now, did you just put Who's the Boss? Yeah, Who's the Boss is definitely something I used to watch back in the 90s, right? 80s, 90s. I used to watch it when it came out, like weekly with my parents. It was definitely a fun show. Roseanne, I never got into. Nope. Lucy and Ethel go to the top of the roof to cut the wires to the antenna so that they can't watch TV. Yeah, but they blow out the entire electrical system in the whole apartment complex. So that's funny. Well, I'm glad Marta says that I helped her see interesting details or fascinating details from the shows. And that's kind of what I like to do. I study these shows in depth. Like I read about them. I look at interviews. I basically get any type of media that you can on these shows. I don't know many people that study, but I guess I'm kind of a self-proclaimed TV historian, I guess you can say, but with sitcoms, I don't know. Early sitcoms, ooh, my neck. And yeah, I don't know. I find them fascinating, and I see it as art. I see these shows as art and telling of a story that relates to all of us on a human level. That's why I think you can see something that's 7 years old and it still relates. It has to be really good. That's why paintings 500 years old could still relate to people. Now, I'm not an art guy, meaning like paintings and things like that, but people that get into this stuff, art, that's why they're interested in it, because it speaks to them even during this time. Same here. This is moving, living art that I love to see. Oh, awesome. I'm glad that you enjoyed the DVDs. They didn't get electrocuted. I guess you could get electrocuted, right? If you cut the servo, well, not the servos, but the wiring. Ooh, they can get pretty harrowing. I guess they didn't want. Well, the Stooges got electrified a lot. So I don't know. Oh, EPen, you can't run. I don't know what other channels you're talking about, but you cannot run copyrighted material on here. They will literally stop. They meaning the people in power will stop your live stream. I'll say, sorry, live stream has ended. I've had that happen. So, no power there. Hey, Kevin, nice to see you. Over here. I'm over here. And you're over there, over here. That will probably only make sense to over here. There's someone in here named over here. Yeah. It's a funny situation. But I love the compartmentalization. Wow, it's a big word. Oh, that's a hard one. Compartmentalization of the girls in one room, the kitchen, and then the guys in the living room. And then it's like they're on opposite sides and they're trying to figure things out. Now, this is the one where it has the blooper that I mentioned about the girls going to the top of the Yeah, it's in Argentina. You have a lot of these. They're called terrazas, which is basically like the terrace, I guess you can say, the top of a building, a complex, and there's like a little outhouse that comes out with a door. Yeah, and how it's not the same one from Vacation for Marriage. Now, I remember some people saying, well, it's probably the other side of the building. I don't know. I don't live in New York, but I'm fairly sure a lot of these things don't have two sides. It's usually only one way. Yeah, so it's just kind of interesting to see that. And there he is, the cop coming out. This is funny. Oh, Gunsmoke. You know, I have a little vendetta against Gunsmoke for killing Gilligan's Island because, I mean, it wasn't technically Gunsmoke's fault. It wasn't because even it got better ratings. It's just one of those things where I never got into the show. I'm a Gilligan's Island guy myself, fan myself. That's what I was going to say. Hey, Rick, do you know why season 2 of The Munsters says credits say processing by Technicolor when the show was in black and white? Well, Technicolor. Now, I don't want to say it because I don't believe I'm not 100% sure. So I will say that I am not 100% sure. I'd rather say that than give you an answer that I'm not sure about. How about that? Does that sound fair? The girls couldn't go to the movies because they were bored. They wanted their husband's attention during this episode. Hey, Emmett, I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Exactly one Raz. That's exactly what happened. Yes, the CBS executive's wife preferred Gunsmoke. She was like, why isn't Gunsmoke on? It was going to be canceled for Gilligan's Island. And they switched it around. They were like, well, no, let's just cancel Gilligan's Island because I like Gunsmoke. Imagine the difference there. Imagine 4th, 5th, 6th season of Gilligan's Island. No. Do you ever watch the Lucy show? The Lucy show. I do, and I've watched it recently. I can tell you though that there's something when I watch I Love Lucy that gets me giddy and excited and ready for the plot and ready for what's happening, even though I've seen it so many times. I can watch the episodes with literally nothing on my screen, just the audio, and it's amazing. However, the Lucy show doesn't do that to me. The Lucy show doesn't get me super excited about it. To be honest, I really think it is not as great because Bill Frawley, Desi Arnaz is there. And I know I will get some people who disagree with that, and that's fine, but I wholeheartedly agree with that. This scene is with Lucy and Ethel and Frank Nelson, and I think it's fantastic. It doesn't need Desi Arnaz and Bill Frawley. These girls are strong on their own. But I don't know if I would like I Love Lucy without the boys. I really don't think I would. Like if it was all about the girls, and I wouldn't even love the show if it was both guys just there. It's the four of them. It's the magic between the four, the supporting cast, the writing, the people that were doing the setup of the lighting, just so many things that I think made the show super important. I Love Lucy's your favorite. My favorite too. It's actually my favorite show ever, pretty much. They've got some cool cars on the Munsters on eBay, including the coach. Wait, are you talking about like the, what do you call it? The smaller cars or like the actual reproduction cars? Now I know, what's his name? Butch Patrick. Butch Patrick's still alive. Only one of the main cast that's alive. Pat Priest is still alive. I believe we recently lost Beverly Owens, and but going back to Butch, he has reproductions of the cars, and he's kind of a car nut himself. Definitely someone I want to reach out to. Definitely as someone I would like to hopefully meet in person, but if not, even interview somehow. Like that would be amazing. I would really enjoy that. You know, that would be amazing. From Ireland. Wow, thank you so much. Wow, that's a long ways away to watch, and I'm pretty sure you guys are very ahead in time. So it's like what, like 10 hours, maybe a little less, 9 hours. That's a lot. This is probably really late for you. So thank you for tuning in. Now, Lucy got arrested in several of the episodes itself. So yeah, make sure to check that video out. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it just shows Lucy, and it's like the different instances they got arrested. Yeah, so. Noir movies. Ooh, film fantastic. I've watched, well, what would you say are noir movies? Teach me, please, because I'm not sure I really, like, I feel like Dick Tracy, the movie isn't technically a noir movie, but I feel like it mimics that feel, right? So what would be like a noir movie? Would it be like the original Scarface? With like the one with James Cagney? Am I even right at all, or am I completely lost? Let me know. Yeah, he brings the Munsters mobile, Joe, like everywhere. And it's like I think it's like a job of his that he does. So that's really, really cool. And people really enjoy them. Do you watch Seinfeld? Absolutely. All the time, all the seasons. I go into moods. Like I'll start maybe like watching Lucy, and then like I haven't watched Home Improvement in a long time, but then I'll bring it out. I'll watch Home Improvement, then I won't watch another show. Like basically, like I watch shows enough where they heat up. Then when they heat up too much, I let them cool down. Don't watch it for a while, and then go back to others. But Lucy's just on constant loop. Constant loop. Now the girls with Nelson here is amazing. Right here. Like the chemistry between the three is just great. Lucy and Ethel being on the side, and then Sticky Fingers and Pickpocket Pearl. It's just great. Lucy's drunk scenes, I think she's pretty good. It's very believable. Like I don't question it. I sometimes wonder if she really is a little tipsy. Obviously she isn't, but she's really good. She's really good. No soup for you. Emma M. McAdams. Thank you for the $5 donation. Awesome. Can I say this is scotch? Would you believe this is whiskey? Watch. Look at that. I'm a trooper. It's water. It's so boring. It's water. I should have had it colored so that could be like, yeah, this is whiskey on the rocks, and then have like little beads in there or something. Nope. But thank you so much, Emmett, for the support. Awesome. Mothers-in-Law, I've never seen. I know it's produced by Desi, right? Or Desi created it, something like that. Yeah, it's nice to meet some of you because, again, some people are probably seeing me live for the first time. I think that may be weird because I've done that before. I've seen YouTubers before, meaning like for the first time, and I've seen their videos or just heard their voice and then see their face. And then finally I'm like, oh my gosh, to put a face with the voice is just interesting. Moonshine. Yep. Let's pour some moonshine in here. We wouldn't be able to tell the difference, right? It was just like fill up, and then no one could tell like the proportions. It was a Desilu show. Okay. So let me see. I just saw. Oh dang! Sometimes this goes so fast it's hard to read. Sorry guys. I try to read as many as I can. What would you do if Lucille Ball appeared in the Three Stooges short with Shemp? Now, I like that you brought that up, William. She does appear in a short with Mo, Larry, and Curly, but not with Shemp. I would have loved that. That would have been great because it was the 50s, right? It was during the time of this, so it would have been perfect. I don't think she was exactly like, I don't know. I don't want to say, but I've heard that like she was on there, but she didn't really, I don't want to say get along with them, but like she wasn't, like they weren't the first person that she would go to, if that makes sense. Like, because she got celebrities to go on. The Marx Brothers she worked along well with, I think primarily Harpo. But the Three Stooges, I don't believe that was her thing. I don't know. But it would have been great if they would have worked together like this. Well, thank you. I appreciate that you enjoy that I'm doing this. Vitamina Benjamin. Oh, yes. You guys should see. If you haven't seen that, I actually went to Jamestown to the I Love Lucy Museum in New York. I went this March of this year, and it was really, really fun. It was really interesting. I did the whole Vitamina Benjamin speech. You guys should go check it out maybe after this one if you haven't seen it. Hello from Texas. Right? Thank you, beautiful music list and art. Yeah, you can see how that could be a little difficult, but it's fun. Because most people are very understanding that, you know, that it's like a ticker tape. It's like tick, 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 right? And yeah, it's fun to do and to see everyone's questions and see what they want to know and just learning, like, you know, film noir. Twilight Zone fan? Absolutely. I have the whole series. I think it's on that side. It's a little farther from me. On this side, I have more things at reach. But yes, I definitely love Twilight Zone. I've done a few episodes. I think I've done 4 reviews. I'm going to get back to making more. Don't worry about that, guys. Remember, I have a plan, an overall plan. I don't really have a plan. You have a Lucy doll? Do you have many Lucy dolls or one? Yep, Joe, she was in a Three Stooge short. 3 Little Pigskins. One that I did cover, so you should go check that out if you guys haven't seen them. Ooh, I've gotten this question before. What would you ask Lucille Ball if you could interview her? I would ask her, it's so bad, Miss Ball. Well, I mean, she would be called Morton, right? Her last name. But anyway, Miss Lucille Ball. Could you please talk to YouTube and CBS and allow me to show footage of your wonderful show? And maybe she could, you know, do a little tweak and twitch her nose like Samantha from Bewitched, right? And get something going there. I don't know. It would be great to get along with her and just talk and just learn about it. The thing with Lucy is that if you see her in interviews, she's like a different person. It's not that she's a different person, right? She's acting. So this is how she is on screen, but in real life, she's very quiet, very introverted, right? She's not loud. She's not boisterous. She's not even funny. She said herself she was not funny. She's like, I'm not funny. I do things that are kind of silly, like bumping at walls, drop the salt, things like that. But in essence, she said she wasn't funny. And so in a lot of the interviews, she almost has a serious, you know, face to her where it's like Carol Burnett or some of these others, like they're like Jim Carrey is crazy on camera, crazy in interviews, crazy at home, like all the time. And so Lucy was not like that. So I don't know, maybe I'd be a little intimidated because she was very business-like, very serious. So I don't know, but I'd be there and I'd be like, oh. All right, so the episode's over. Let me put another one. Then we'll switch to the Munsters. We'll change the vibe a little bit, guys and gals. Okay. Never do business with friends. The washing machine episode. I love that one. Ooh, so much. Okay. Let me get into this one. Okay, so this one, it should be right after, but I lost the page. That's my problem. Never do business with friends. Episode 67, filmed Friday, May 29th, 1953. Rating share 41.8. So it did not as great as Freaking Fred or TV fans. Supporting cast, Mrs. Trumbull, Elizabeth Patterson, and Joe was played by Herbert Vigran. Is it Vigran or Vagrant? I've heard Vagrant, but I think it's Vigran. Now, what's interesting about him, I'll just show you a quick picture of him right there. Now, what's interesting with him, he appeared in a couple other episodes. He appeared as Julie, one of Ricky's agents in the saxophone episode. He also appeared in the Women from Mars one, basically Lucy's jealous. He's the one who contracted the girls. He's the one who lets us know what Mrs. Trumbull's first name is. Do you guys know? Some people have said it. I know many people know, but some may not. Matilda. Yes, Matilda Trumbull. And he's like, yes, Aunt Matilda. And I was like, oh, that is Mrs. Trumbull's name. So that's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. Lucille Ball salty? Of course she was. Yeah. I've seen the long trailer. Yep. Oh, famous actor that I've most ever met. Now, what do you mean? You might have to elaborate when you mean meet. Do you mean like walk by the street, heard a speech, like in the same room as them, physically shaking their hand, stuff like that? Yeah, let me know. Sunny and Cher show. I know who they are, but I've never seen the show. Okay, true that. Hey, 9G, have you seen episodes of any series so often that you can quote them? I Love Lucy. Seinfeld. Home Improvement. Family Matters sometimes. I'm just looking at the shows here on the side. Gilligan's Island. Oh, yeah. I can quote Gilligan's Island for sure. Hello, everyone. Emmett bringing it back again with another $2 donation. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Rick, what is your opinion on Burns and Allen? Honestly, I know very little. I just know Judge Buns, right, with the big cigarette. He and Lucille Ball were very good friends, but I'm sorry I can't give you more information because I don't know. You might have to tell me and teach me, guys. I guess that's one of the great things that I learned from you guys as well. Brandy Jones. Hey, Rick, read my question, please. Go back. It's similar to what you just answered. Okay, I will go back. I promise. Just give me a sec here, Brandy. Dang, I'm really scrolling here. It got lost in the fray. Oh, we might have to ask again, Brandy. I'm sorry. I don't see it. I'm really scrolling here. Dang. I must have missed it. I'm trying to look out for it. I'm trying to look. Brandy, no. Dang, I'm too slow for the door. Dang. I thought no. Sorry. If I ever miss your question, guys, I gotta just don't feel bad at asking again. There's no limit, meaning I wouldn't like spam it, but I would, just get back to it. Don't worry. Family Matters? I love Family Matters over here. Oh man. I just haven't made many videos on it, but I will. So keep that in mind. Look for the exclamations. Is it really here? Is it really here? Let's see. Exclamation points. I don't see. I'm going back half up the chat. I don't know. My eyes aren't sharp. And I'm supposed to be flying up there in the air, looking at other planes. I can't spot some exclamation points. Big fail on my part. I'm sorry. Yes, Lucy was a heavy smoker. Desi was a heavy smoker. Vivian Vance, Bill Frawley, not as much. George Buns was a big smoker. I mean, it was a thing back then. It wasn't seen as bad or unhealthy. As we grow, we change. Imagine when these things are going to be... Yep, I have a globe on my phone. Well, imagine when these things, they finally ruled that they're dangerous, right? People are going to be like, oh, no. Well, they kind of already had, and we kind of don't care, but yeah. Hello from California, and hello, Larry Phillips from Lewiston, Idaho. I've never heard of Lewiston. I've never been to Idaho. I've driven across the United States, but I've never gone to Idaho. Hey, Terry, thank you. I appreciate your compliments. I appreciate all your guys' compliments. What are some of the new shows I like? Ooh, honestly, I haven't really gotten into many new shows. I used to watch The Walking Dead, but I kind of left it. It was, I don't know, I didn't like the direction it was going, so unfortunately. Oh yeah, Christopher Ramon Reed. Definitely more Jeannie videos coming up. Absolutely. I'm going to dissect the show. Just, I want to say, not dissect it, but like take it apart. That's kind of what I want to say. And that's what I really like to do with the things that I cover. I like to take shows apart and kind of dissect them and see things and notice things like that. El Gallo, all's going well. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I hope you guys look out for that I Love Lucy video for the giveaway, because I will be giving one of those away, and they're fun. They're fun to do, and it's a great joy, like writing to people and saying, hey, congratulations, you won. By the way, I've announced the winner of the Three Stooges giveaway. If you look at my community page, it's right there. I have the name there, so make sure to check that out. I agree with you, Terry. The old... I call them old, and don't take offense to old. When I mean by old, are the classic shows. I'll do a Freudian slip and say old, but old in time, but not old that mean decrepit or not worth. I mean, I love these shows. My entire channel is basically based on classic sitcoms. So I think there is some of the best quality things, and now what we have is not as great, You're saying Arthur. So people want the Stooges on Lucy, but what would they be doing there? And would they like poke Ricky in the eyes and so forth? Well, think about Harpo Marx. They were very, he appeared on the show and he was able to do it. And he wasn't really, he was silly. He did his own things. He did the leg thing, he, you know, chased the girls, did that kind of thing. And it kind of worked. And remember, the Stooges later on, especially with the Shemp, they did not do as much slapstick as they used to. Most of it was just slapping Shemp. But see how physical they were in the first couple seasons. You know, in the first 5-6 years of the Stooges, they started slowly. They got older. I mean, they did this for almost 30 years, right? And so when you start out in your like 30s and then you're like 60, right? Your body's different. And so the Marx Brothers, Harpo, he was a lot older when he was on I Love Lucy. And so if you notice, he didn't do a lot of tumbling and things like that he used to do, not super physical with the mirror, but not like tumbling or anything that he could get hurt, basically. Yeah. I definitely used to watch the Andy Griffith show as a little kid. My favorite was Barney Fife. Oh, my favorite. And I love him on Three's Company, which is a show I definitely want. It's a show that I definitely want to cover eventually. Oh, here's the first and only time that we see the Mertzes Kitchen. Very, very cool. It's a big kitchen. I'm surprised because Fred now comes in through that door. That door leads into the living room. Now, we did see the kitchen, though, in the episode where they redecorate the Mertzes apartment in season 3. And what's interesting with that is we just see Fred plug in the fan. So it's not the entire kitchen. It's like a wall of a kitchen. But yeah, officially, we see the kitchen and we see their bedroom in another episode. That's Vacation for Mayors. It's kind of cool. Cool. Don Knotts. Ooh, such a good guy. I loved him. He was amazing. I really, really liked his work. Leave It to Beaver. What do you like about Leave It to Beaver? Do you like a certain character? Do you like the storylines? What exactly do you like? Hey, Tyler LaChance with a $5 donation. Thank you so much for the support, the love. You say, okay, Lucy gave the go-ahead for productions like Star Trek. Ooh, I'm glad that you brought that up. Thanks so much. For Star Trek, the original series. How do you like Star Trek? Listen, Tyler. It's a great question, though. I just have to be, can I be a little sarcastic? Because you're asking me if I love Star Trek. Okay. It's a little hard to get out of here because it's massive. Okay. I don't like Star Trek that much. Okay? In case you don't know. I don't like Star Trek so much. Is it stinkified with sarcasm? Oh my gosh. These are my 2 favorite series ever in the stars. Like, I'm going to cover these shows one day. The thing is, I know this comes with a lot of stuff. Star Trek fans are no joke. You have to be on the money. Now, Lucy fans are like that as well, but Star Trek fans, I think, are a level above in terms of just like, you got to know your stuff. And it's very technical because it's like scientific, if that makes sense. And so, yes, definitely, Tyler, stay tuned. Star Trek stuff will eventually be here. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. Ooh, I get excited with Star Trek. I'm sweating. I just started sweating talking about like these shows, guys. And I was like, I love this stuff. I really do. And as a kid, beautiful music. You're saying you love Don Knotts because he's so funny and his facial expressions were amazing. Well, let me tell you, that's what I did. Like, Lucy did her thing. Like, watch when Lucy does this. She ups one lip, downs this one. I learned that because of her. Like, I couldn't do that, and I taught myself to do that. All these I love facial expressionist actors. Physical is good. I love a lot of physical comedy. So, yeah. Ron, DS9, did you see the entire series? Did you start from around season 3 and finish to the end? Because let me tell you, it was amazing. I love DS9. I respect if someone doesn't, but it was amazing. I know people don't like Star Trek. Kitty May, thank you so much for the $1.99 donation. Awesome. 20.00. Awesome. Thanks so much. You are a hardcore Trekkie. Ooh, love it. Yeah, I get really excited with Star Trek because Star Trek turns on another light bulb up in here from Lucy. Like it turns on the nerdy sci-fi like things I would love to do. Like I would like to go on a ship and go to other planets and meet aliens and stuff. I mean that's amazing. I'm an alien, right, to these other aliens, so it's awesome. Lucy Snarled is what? Oh yeah, Lucy Snarled. Yeah, I think they even called it the spider face, if I'm not mistaken. Don Knotts was my second cousin on my mom's side. Never met him, but wow, that's awesome. That is so great. I would have loved to met Don Knotts. Ooh, one of the ones who I really would have wanted to see. My favorite Martian. I need to watch that. I've heard it's pretty good, and that was the show that I definitely want to watch a couple good episodes and see if I like it. Don Knotts was on Scooby Doo, really? Like drawing, right? In his voice, that's awesome. I gotta watch that episode. Yeah, so yeah, going back to that, Lucille Ball did help create Star Trek, and I made a video on that. It's like Lucy with like stars behind her and a couple ships and stuff. She even helped create Star Wars, believe it or not, because Star Wars was inspired by Star Trek, meaning like going out to the stars and stuff. And George Lucas says this himself. Like I have quotes and stuff in my video. So if you don't know that, that's kind of cool. Let's see. It's just a lot. Huge Star Trek fan. DS9 was too slow and like a soap opera. Didn't like the subplots. I can respect that, Ron. Like I get that. I like the stuff with the is it the Jem'Hadar? Yeah. And oh, it's been a while. It's been a few years since I've watched the series. Like probably at least a year or two. But I love the build-up. I love Cisco for what he was. But I definitely have criticisms of the show. I think in terms of characters, Star Trek, The Next Generation had better characters and really good stories, whereas I think Deep Space Nine, in my opinion, I love the stories a little bit more, but lost points with the characters. So, but I get you. Oh, this is great. When Lucy is pushing the washing machine to Ethel's balcony. Oh my gosh. Now this is great. I want to really look into these balconies and just the porches and stuff because there are some differences. Now Lucy did move from an apartment to another one, from I believe downstairs to upstairs. I think. Or upstairs, downstairs. I'm kind of not exactly sure. You guys, of course, will probably remind me, which is great. But I think there are some inconsistency there that I've never covered in a video, so that could be a good future project. Oh yeah, DS9 was definitely darker, for sure, absolutely. Desi Arnaz Jr. was on the Brady Bunch as a guest star. I know that just not watching the Brady Bunch, I just knew that it was like a fact that I knew, a random thing that I knew in my brain. You're wrong. Yes, I can't do it. Listen, I cannot do Ted Cassidy justice. Okay, amazing. I love him. And I agree with a lot of people. Like, I love Morticia and Gomez, but there's just something about Lurch, Ted Cassidy. I think he's my favorite on the show. I don't like too much of him because then he's like oversaturate, but just enough. He like spices up your pizza. You don't want a whole pizza with chili spice on it. You want just a little, a dash, you know? That would be cool, Terry, if like we can get all subscribers, like, or in a park one day where you just like get like a screen and then put like audio and just like, like Rick 9G and I Love Lucy in the park or something. And we can all get together, girlfriend on one hand, you guys on the other hand with your significant others or on your own or your dog or anyone you want to bring and just have a ball watching these fantastic shows. That'd be awesome. All free to anyone, free of charge. Just for the joy of watching amazing art, right? Ted Cassidy was in Dream of Jeannie, right? I know he played like not an ancient character, but I think there's one of the earlier episodes where Jeannie went into the past. Like, I could be wrong, but it's definitely into the past. And Ted Cassidy was one that like the inhabitants of that past. I think it was Egyptian. I'm not sure. Ooh, you got Jared. You bring the popcorn. It's a lot of popcorn. You're gonna have to bring a big thing of popcorn for sure. I'm doing this, but it's probably gonna have to be like 10 times that. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. You guys make my laugh. Dennis the Menace. I used to watch the 80s, I think it was, cartoon. Like no other. Like no other. Bradness. So he says Rick Nagy in the park with I Love Lucy. Great, unless YouTube swoops in and shuts you down. Or CBS, for the matter of fact. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. You never know. Like, I keep that in mind. I've never seen Dobie Gillis. I've never seen it, to be honest. Is he Gilligan-like, or is he very different? I just like him in general. You know, I love his zaniness, like his silliness, like, and I don't know. I to me, Gilligan's Island is that like little baby that I protect and coddle and want to protect from people who throw stuff at it and say, "What about the unlimited clothes that they had? Gilligan is so dumb." And I'm like, okay, yeah, you can have your opinion, but there is a reason for everything on that show. Like, if you see that show as a cartoon, it explains everything. It explains all the silliness. It explains all the craziness, right? And I don't know. It's just a show that I really love. It touches my heart, makes me feel good, makes me feel like I'm in this like fantasy land. Whereas Lucy is like, yeah, you're in a fantasy land, but it's like real life kind of thing, just in the past. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's a certain thing about Gilligan's Island that makes it timeless. There's no time other than references, certain references like music, you know, like when the mosquitoes come on the island, that band that's like the Beatles. But other than that, you know, even with planes, helicopters, like every once in a while you see, there's really no indication. Like, it's in color. Yeah, the color isn't as great as now. It's not HD like now. But I can tell you that there's very little. Yes, there's some cultural references, but other than that, it's hard to know. Exactly, Billy Reed. I'm with you. Saying that Butch Patrick has made a living off of the Munsters that was from the 60s. Amazing, good for him. There are some that cannot do that for many different reasons. They don't want to, they're not allowed to. But my hat's off to Butch Patrick, because he's definitely using his talents. And I think that's me here, using these shows that I love so much and kind of bringing them back to life in another way. You know, it's like commentary on commentary, you know, kind of thing. I've seen the X-Files. I could never really get into it. I watched the first couple episodes. Now, maybe it takes some time to get there. Maybe I gotta watch something like season 4 and see if I like it. But then I don't want the story to be ruined. You know, if there's like a continuous story and things get revealed like that. Like, I wouldn't recommend anyone. Would you? What do you guys think about this? Would you recommend anyone to watch I Love Lucy in the middle of season 4 when they're in Hollywood? Like, right, the story of Ricky. No, it's like you want to see, hey, like, watch when Ricky is doing not so great with his band, when struggling, and then his struggles through to getting into movies. And, you know, you like to see that progressions because you grow with these characters. Marion or Ginger, I've never made a decision, and I always leave it up to you guys and gals in all the videos where I say Marion or Ginger. So I've never gone one way or the other. I like both actresses. I like both characters. I actually love all 7 of them. So Carissa, you say, what about I Dream of Jeannie? What exactly do you mean? Can you elaborate? Do you mean if I cover it, if I like it? So Film Fantastic. Al Lewis always treated the fans great. He knew putting on that cape paid the mortgage. I heard he was pretty friendly as well. He just seems like a lovable, like funny guy all the time, you know? Married with Children, I used to watch when I was young, and it was one of those shows which I shouldn't have been watching. Like, my parents were like, don't watch that show. And I understand why. But no, it's honestly a little above me in terms of that innocence is kind of lost in the show. Not that I don't watch shows that are purely like that, but it's like, I don't know. There's other focuses on that show, more real topics versus like Lucy that are real topics, but they're more like the topics that are chosen are more clean. They're more fun. They're more they're relatable in that sense, but they're relatable in a timeless, clean sense. And I admire that. Mysterious Artichoke. Yeah, we talked about it a little earlier. The Colorized I Love Lucy episode things in the theater, which is really cool. August 6th. Yep, I'm gonna get the color ones and give them away in the in a video. So stay tuned for that. Carissa, I just released a video today on I Dream of Jeannie bloopers, so you should go check it out. I have another one as well on low known facts of the show. So absolutely, there will be more. So keep that in mind. King Queens, I was a fan of the show. Yeah. David Lopez, you grew up watching I Love Lucy. Saludos de Mexico. Greetings from Mexico. And greetings from US to Mexico. I have family over there too, so kind of nice in Baja California. And it's funny because I have my iPad here and I see things popping up, comments from my videos. So it's kind of funny. I'll just show you guys. Like, look, this is just in the last couple minutes. Look at that. So yeah, I have over 100, probably close to 150 now comments just all in general from today. So it's like, I got to get on those comments. The Outer Limits, I love the Outer Limits. I don't like it as much as Twilight Zone, but there's some really good episodes in there for sure. There's two that really speak to me. If you want me to elaborate, chat, I can totally do that. Is a Superman one I Love Lucy who died in mysterious circumstances? Yes, so it's George Reeves, and they really don't know the real reason why he passed away or the circumstances in which he passed away. They know the reason why. They just don't know, yes, the underlying motives for it. Yeah, let me correct with that. Yes, so Film Fantastic, we see your comment. Yes, but there's also the other one where it was like a homicide. So I'm not sure which one either way. Wait a second. Oh, okay, sorry. Salutations, Lord Beerus. Have you supported the channel with another name or no? I could be wrong. I'm just trying to make a connection there. I could be wrong, but yeah, nice to see you in the live chat. Lord Beerus is a great supporter of the channel. Always there, always positive. Like, my hat's off to you. Always really supporting my channel and the material. Most of you do that, but when you see that on and on and on again, I have to take my hats off to you guys, obviously. Yeah, Billy, one of the first appearances on just like the screen, big or small, was Stooges. Yep, Stooges, Marx Brothers. Yep. Twilight Zone. So the Outer Limits, I'm talking about the 90s version. There was one about a concentration camp and German soldier who like goes back in time and he sees himself as young. You remember that one? Maybe no, maybe I'm not giving enough information. Then there's another one about a presidential candidate that was met by a woman on the plane while he's flying, saying that they have to crash the plane. Or basically, no, he has to jump out of the plane in order to like save mankind from future president. Have you seen that one? I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Good episodes. Oh, like those stay with me. Not a fan of, I have to say, the Netflix one, Black Mirror. Not my style. A little rough for me. A little too rough. Like, I don't know. Thank you, Terry. You as well. Have a great evening. You know what I'm talking about, Chad? Absolutely. Love that one. Oh, yes. Have you ever met Rick, what's wrong with you? Have you ever met Lucy Arnaz? I've spoken to her through her official Facebook page, which is kind of cool because she told me that she was pretty impressed with my video, one of my videos, a couple others, that she actually learned some things. She was like, I learned some things about my mom that I didn't even know watching your videos. And I was like, whoa. I should have saved those messages. Well, I have them, but the thing is, I would like, I can tell you, but there's certain things that should be kept. I don't want to just put someone's message to me like on, live on, it's a private message in that sense. I do want to respect that, be respectful. So. Ooh, okay. Mary Kemp. Hi, Rick. Why did Fred and Ethel buy Rick and Lucy's washer whenever Fred had already bought a brand new handyman washer in that episode? Oh, a handy dandy. So he didn't buy it in that episode. He bought it earlier on, a few episodes down. I could tell you which one. Let me see. 5. So it was about 10 episodes back, roughly. So yeah, and then I mean, the quick answer is to serve the story, obviously. To serve just, they need that for the storyline. But I would say if you want to go with continuity, I would say the answer is that it either broke or it got used so much that it just got worn down, because Ethel called it an old relic of mine. So you don't really want to say that it's something that she had for like 20 years. She didn't say I've had it 20 years. She just said it's an old relic. And I mean, if you're trying to get something new or whatever, like I could have bought this a month ago and been like, yeah, this is an old relic of a cup, and just, it's just a thing you say to get something new, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's my logic. I kind of see it as continuity's all right. It's not like completely out there. Okay. I'm going to put Munsters episode on, talk about it, discuss it. We can even get into Munster stuff if you guys want, because that was the second place of stuff. Look at that feather trying to attack me. That was the second option that people wanted. They wanted Munsters, and then they also wanted Lucy. So second Munsters, first Lucy. And then maybe I'll do a whole Munsters live stream. I don't know. I mean, anyways, you guys kind of steer the question. So, I mean, it's very open-ended in that sense. I don't make it like super, ooh, I want this one. So it's called If a Martian Answers Hang Up. It aired January 21st, 1965. You guys who are big fans will know. So it's about Grandpa's dungeon. Herman plays around with a ham radio and makes contact with what he believes are Martians. Meanwhile, the kids on the other end of the line think they made contact with a Martian. So each other, it's a cool story. Comical confusion ensues. You have a guest star, Herbert Redley, as Captain Halbert. So kind of cool. And then you do have the second intro here, which is a more boom, 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 boom. Now you start with a really interesting, let me go back there. You start with a really interesting shot of a building, and that's a matte painting with a light there. That is not a real building. I just noticed that. Federal Communications Commission District Office, kind of cool. Okay, so I didn't see what episode it was. I might have to do a quick cheat sheet here, because although I love the Munsters, I don't know the episodes like number-wise and stuff like as good as I Love Lucy. So I got to brush up with that. See, there's always stuff to learn, guys. There's always, oh, there we go. 18, episode 18. All right. Wow, there's a lot of info on it. Very, very cool. Okay. Wait. Oh, Paul Lynde is in this one? No, I'm sorry. I read the wrong one. He's not. My bad. All right. Whatever happened to Eddie? So you mean the actor, Butch Patrick? Night Gallery I've never seen, but I've been really recommended that a lot. Oh, great. Love it. Munsters questions. I answered the question. So Anne-Marie asks, where was the Munsters filmed? Amazing question. It was actually filmed in Universal Studios Hollywood at this point, which is really cool. Universal Studios Hollywood, the movie studio, which now in the 60s, it was a theme park as well. But the way the theme park has grown, it's kind of enveloping part of the movie part. And so if you've ever been to Universal Studios Hollywood, the Backdraft ride, right next to it was the special effects studio, and you went through like this little show. That actual building, the rafters and stuff, that was the Munsters building, which is really cool. Then is actually one in the back that's not in access right now. It can be Ellen's building right now, but I think that was completely torn down and built up. But anyway, that's the point. So if you go into the Transformers ride today, you're occupying the same land space as the Munsters, which is really cool. So yeah, long answer for short question. Oh, I love the Addams Family. Steve, you should take a look. I have a whole playlist. You type in Rick9G in YouTube, like after this, Addams Family. One of the first things that'll appear, it'll be like playlists, and it'll be like, I don't know, 10 to 20 videos or something. You click on that. I'll show you all of my Addams Family videos. You could do that for any show that I cover. Three Stooges, I Love Lucy, Munsters, Gilligan's Island. And so that's how you get the playlist. That's one of the ways. And yeah, it just literally plays one after another, or you could just watch one, save it. It'll save where you're at, and then you can come back to it, which is really cool. I've never seen One Step Beyond. No. Oh yeah, so Arthur, you're saying about the other Eddie, Happy Durman was his name. They thought he wasn't good for the part, booed him out. Too scary. too creepy. I'd agree with that. He had big teeth. It wasn't like playful, if that makes sense. The Munsters was very playful. It wasn't supposed to be scary at all. Like, I think that was the allure to it. You're seeing a Frankenstein monster right now, and at no point am I like creeped out or freaked out. And I think that's hard to do. I don't think that's simple. And that is shown by the first pilot episode, that even Lily wasn't greatly cast. I think it was Joan Marshall, and they thought she was kind of flat, and flat meaning like her performance, and not as great as Von Carlo was when she auditioned. And she was very similar apparently to Morticia Addams, Carolyn Jones. So they were like, nah. Lord Beerus, Rick is the human version of the Library of Congress when it comes to classic TV. That's so funny. Thank you, but I take that as a big compliment, but I appreciate it. But it's just, Lord Beerus, you have a way with words that I love. It's so entertaining and complimentary and makes me laugh, makes my day all the time. Thank you so much. Which theme of the Munsters do I love better? I actually love the second one or the later one more. The other one is more, and it was like, boom, boom, boom. I like that bass. I think that suits the show more. That's just me. How about you guys and gals? Do you like the first theme song of the Munsters? The more like, I think it's more like organ, like higher pitch organ, right? Or, yeah, I think it's like organ versus, the actual more bass, more low tones. What do you guys think? You've met Dudley Moore. That's awesome. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Ooh, right there. Yeah, the Munsters were canceled. It's kind of a shame. I'm happy with the episodes that are there. Like, unfortunately with the Munsters, I think it's great because we have a good solid 2 seasons. I know it's not a lot, but I feel like, I don't know, I do see that maybe after the 3rd season, they would have hit a wall where the quality of the show might have dropped. Now, it was a silly, like, ridiculous show, but I think that was the point. But I really don't see the show going like 6, 7 seasons. You know what I mean? And like Seinfeld going on 9 seasons, I think it's a great place to stop where the show was at. So I think Munsters would have gone 3, 4 max. Gilligan's Island probably 4 or 5. That's what I had in mind. I would have been happy with 2 more Gilligan's Island seasons. Ooh, so much. Addams Family, maybe 1 or 2 more, I would say. I Love Lucy. By the time we were hitting season 6, I think they were losing steam. They went to the hour-long episodes, which were good, but I think they just weren't the same. The flavor was different, definitely different. You guys like the second one as well? Batman killed them. Well, yeah, the kids were flocking to Batman. I mean, he's a superhero, right? I'm a Batman, the biggest Batman fan. I have in my room gigantic Batman poster. I have Batman trading cards, Batman everything. When my YouTube series is finished real soon, William, you're saying, would you like to have a copy of the complete series, Rick? Which one are you referring to? Because I have the shows that I cover, I have the complete series on everything. Are you talking about a show that I don't cover, don't have? I'm just not sure what you mean. Love the channel, Mark Wilson. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking us into your loved one's grave. Oh, I do appreciate that. That was a while back, but I do want to visit more cemeteries and see more. It's kind of sounds a little weird, but no, again, more cemeteries and go see a few more actors, beloved actors that we all love and enjoy watching. So definitely. Do you like the Munsters movie specials? Could you believe I have them, but I haven't seen them? I just haven't gotten to them yet. But I definitely will. I've given a couple seasons away of the Munsters, as well as some of the movies as well, which is really cool. Oh, you like the first season theme? Very, very cool. Batman was exciting. It was silly. It was so campy, but it was fine for what it was. I see some of them now, and they're a little hard to follow, and the pacing is just a little slow to get to where it was. The action's a little lackluster, right? But it's just comically funny. You remember trying to track down a Partridge Family lunchbox for a friend. Oh, those are expensive, right? Those metal lunchboxes. Star Trek just started. Woo-hoo! Star Trek. Yeah, I can't. It's too high pitched for me, guys and gals. Oh, yes. Oh, there goes Herman. Man, that guy suffered. Like, I know it's paid to do it and everything, but some people are paid to act, and it's not as harsh as others. Like, maybe he was like, I'm sure he was told. He wasn't just like, yeah, you're going to be this character. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to wear all this. But it's one thing to tell you to do something, and that's another thing going through it. They said they would only film. Now, Herman Munster as Fred Gwynn was in 80% of all the shots in the show, roughly. Okay. They could only film him about 10 minutes at a time because his suit and his makeup got so hot that if they would wait more, he would overheat. He lost weight. He would literally be downing gallons of lemonade the whole time that he was filming. And parts of his makeup pieces would start falling off. And then I'd have to put him back on, and it would be like sweat. And it just got so messy. And they said, yeah, it was hard to shoot one every week like they did sometimes, more than other shows. Remember, the show also had explosions, things like that weren't very common for a TV show. So, yeah. Oh, Jared, unfortunately, they do destroy most of the sets on most shows. Gilligan's Island, that car isn't there anymore. I Love Lucy sets aren't around anymore. Like, the ones that are in Jamestown are not the original. It's very, very rare to find that. Beautiful music. You like my theme. Do you think we could record that? Oh, no. We probably get copyrighted, even with my little rendition. I'm glad I can make you guys laugh sometimes, yeah. I have never seen, Tyler, Star Trek Discovery. Have you seen it? And you being a big Star Trek fan, what do you think? Your honest thoughts on it? And yes, Elsene, Jerry Seinfeld was offered a few million. I didn't know it was exactly 2, but that sounds about right, per episode to continue with the show, but declined. Yes. Now, let me tell you, he was very rich by this time. However, he's still becoming rich through the residuals. It's nuts. However, he thought the quality of the show would go down, a show that had his name tied to it. It's known as one of the greatest comedies of all time, sitcoms of all time. And he said he didn't want a show with his name attached to it to go down in quality. And he thought by season 9, they were kind of pushing it. He wanted 10, but after he saw 9, he was like, let's end on a high note, not end on a low note. And, dibs to that. Have you ever heard of Old Westerns, The Guns of Wolfsong? I've never heard of that, William Peterson. Never. I've heard that Curb Your Enthusiasm is good, right? Because it's written by Larry David. However, Larry David is on it. Is he good on that? Because I heard he wasn't that great of an actor. But again, that's what I heard. I haven't really judged it myself. Katori, nice to see you in the live chat. The physical landscape of Hollywood looks completely different than oh, absolutely. Every 10 years, it's changed so much. Oh my gosh, Al Lewis on the ground fainting with his eyes open. He's just like, because he thinks they contacted Martians, and these kids have these helmets. Each of them thinks that the other are Martians. It's just so great. Oh man, I don't think I've seen this one, to be honest with you. Because it's one of those things, when you watch things in syndication, they show very similar, like the same episodes, if you notice. And when you watch like the entire series, you're like, wait, they never showed this one. And there's different reasons for that. I saw a lot of Stooge shorts on through my DVDs that I've never seen on, and because some are seen as offensive or seen as too violent, believe it or not, with the stuff that's on TV. Yeah, some are still seen as too violent. And I'm like, wow. So I don't know. Yep. Basically, George was Larry David. Yep. I could see Seinfeld going on for 11 years, but even season 9 for me was iffy, to be honest with you. I wasn't super hot about season 9 of Seinfeld. Big Bang Theory, I've seen a couple episodes, never got into it. I see what you mean, lazy homebody. So you say even the worst episodes are nice to have when you love a show. What do you guys think about that? Do you think even if you really, really love a show and the show goes on and the quality goes down, would you still want to see those type of episodes, or are you really just itching for the good quality stuff? I think that's a very, very good question. I might have to think on that. You loved Eve Arden? Well, she did appear in I Love Lucy. I'm sure you know that, right? In the LA at Last episode. Spock would meditate if he was in an elevator. If he was stuck in an elevator. Okay, my bad. Yes. Ooh, who's my favorite Batman villain? I could say Joker, but that's so cliche, but I do really love the Joker. But Freeze. I'm really big into Victor Freeze, Mr. Freeze. Like, he's a relatively new character. I think he started off, well, not really. Well, 60s, right? Because obviously he was in that. No, I'm confusing him with Bane. Bane is one that started, I think, in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Bane is pretty cool, but I love Freeze more. I think Freeze is really, really good. No hablo portugués, hablo español. I know a little bit of sign language and some English. That's it. You got to teach me, Tyler. I have no idea. No Portuguese experience at all. But Portuguese and Spanish, you can understand some things, right? You really think Bryan Cranston could do Herman? What do you guys and gals think about that? That's very interesting. I don't think he's tall enough, but I think if they make him taller, probably. Ooh, Hogan's Heroes. How have I reset? Okay. How have I not uttered Hogan's Heroes yet? Really, really good show that I got into recently because I started watching it kind of when I was a teenager and a lot more when I got the DVDs. That's when I more started to like the show. So that's really, really interesting. So it's not a show that I loved like back then. It was a show that I loved relatively late in my life compared to like Lucy, which I loved when I was 3 years old. Gilligan, when I loved when I was 3-4 years old. Anything on Mr. Ed? I've never seen the show. I know talking horse, kind of funny. Wilbur, right? Oh my gosh. Actually, film, I know basic Latin. The reason I say that because I took 3 years Latin and I wasn't great at it. Gotta be honest. So I know basic Latin. I can work my way around that. It did help me for the SATs, I can tell you that. Joker and Penguin. Wah, wah, wah. That was Birdie's Meredith in a nutshell on that show. William, you came across a memo from the network to Gene Roddenberry about the episode The Enemy Within was too so much an episode of My Favorite Martian titled 3 to Make Ready. Now, 3 to Make Ready sounds a lot like the Gilligan's Island episode. That is called 3 to Get Ready. It's literally called 3 to Get Ready. Right there. I don't know which one came first. Oh, right there. I don't know which one came first, but yeah, a lot of shows. I mean, copyright, I'm not saying they're all copying each other, but copyright wasn't that big of a deal back then, like compared to now. Now it's like you can think about something and you can get copyrighted. King Tut and his roaches. Yeah, some of the villains were like, they were kind of fun to watch, but they didn't seem like they were that intimidating, you know? Tallulah Bankhead is Black Widow. I have not seen that. I'm not really into anime or that kind of stuff. I don't even know if that's anime, but like Avatar, Last Airbender, I don't know much about it. My brother is. He's a big anime and that type fan. Columbo, I've never seen. Mr. Diogenes, would you please come home? Your least favorite episode. I'm trying to think what that one was. Oh, is that the diary episode? I think that's what it is. Oh, now you guys making me want to watch Gilligan's Island. I actually didn't do that well on the poll, but I actually love Gilligan's Island more than many of these shows. Yeah, Gilligan's Diary. It's a Vito Scotti second appearance, so it was all right. I have episodes that I like a lot less than that one. I'll tell you that. Original Columbo. Oh, I was like, what is that sound? Is playing above? The first 8 seasons of Columbo are rewatchable. Favorite I Love Lucy episode? Ooh, great question. Man, this thing's sliding over here, making noise, bothering my live stream, my little DVDs. Anyway, my favorite I Love Lucy episode, like, again, I've said a certain answer before, but as life changes, I watch more, things change. Because I'll tell you what I've said before. I've said Bonus Bucks as my second favorite and Home Movies. Home Movies is really up there for me. Fred and Ethel TV Fans is really up there for me as well. I would still go with Home Movies. I really love Home Movies. Bonus Bucks maybe is going down on the list a little bit, and I think Fred and Ethel TV Fans, Fred and Ricky are TV fans, Ricky and Fred are TV fans is moving up on the list. Yeah. How come no one ever talks about My Three Sons? No, there are certain shows, and that's the thing. When I started doing I Love Lucy, I was like, wow, look at the big reception into the show. And I wondered why. And I was like, and I looked it up, and yeah, it's one of the most popular shows of all time, right? And that's why. And some of these shows, like The Mother-in-Law, wasn't really that popular of a show. Many people haven't even heard of it. And so obviously those aren't going to get covered as much, a lot less viewers, a lot less, so to be honest, I was the first guy who covered I Love Lucy. I looked up blooper. There weren't any. There were just people just posting the copyrighted material. That's it. Versus there was no one really dissecting TV shows like this. That's why I did it. Hey, Emmett M. McAdams. Wow, you're hitting it out of the park today with the donations. Thank you so much. They do mean a lot. They go to the giveaways, guys and gals. They go to any of the materials, the research that I use. So I do appreciate those. I know it's a soap, but how do you feel about Dallas? A soap opera. I thought you meant the show Soap, because there's a show called Soap, right? Dallas, I do like that Larry Hagman's in it. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's really long. Now, I have met, and he was at my house, the director of Dallas, or one of the directors of the show, Michael Priest, I believe he was. And the reason was because I have a Greyhound, and he happened to be one of the guys sponsoring, like, when you want a Greyhound. He came to my house. I asked him, he's like, I'm a director. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I directed the show Dallas. And I was like, oh, okay. He did other shows too, but it's kind of cool. So yeah, I actually sat down, talked to him and stuff, hung out with him a little bit. Yeah, kind of random, but you mentioned Dallas, and there's my connection with Dallas there. Hello, Yolanda, how are you? I'm going to continue the live stream until this episode finishes. We have probably like a little less than 10 minutes, probably like 7 minutes, somewhere in there. Yeah. Let me see here. Oh, thank you, Gloria D, for your $2 donation. You're absolutely awesome. And she says, I absolutely love your channel. Well, I absolutely love your support and everyone else's support. It means a lot. I will always say this. I'm like a broken record, but I do mean it. And I want to keep reminding you guys that I realize that you guys make my channel. Without all of you supporting me, I'm just a crazy guy talking to no one. Sounds funny, but it's true. And there's people out there, God love them, that maybe make videos and no one watches them. And that's because it's really hard to start out. And I get that. And it's hard for them to get traction. Maybe they give up. But when you make a video, make a creation, you want people to watch. And it means so much to have people watch videos. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Billy Reed, Tina Louise, I heard hated her character on Gilligan's Island. I wouldn't say hated. For my readings and my research, she thought she was going to get a bigger part of the show, that the show was going to revolve around her. As of now, she's kind of accepted the show a little bit more, not really much, but a little bit more than before. Don Wells has said that Don Wells has reached out to her, like, get together, talk about the show, interview stuff. Tina Louise really doesn't want to. She's made a couple interviews here and there, but she kind of didn't want to be known for that show. So that's the answer there. Arthur, I think if Seinfeld was going for quality, they would have stopped season 5, except the Soup Nazi episode. None of those episodes came close to being as good as the first 5. I get what you're saying. Different type of vibes there for sure. Wow, there's a lot of you on here right now. Thank you. And in total, amazing. Thank you so much. Peace out. Thank you, Bird Nest. Awesome. Great name, by the way. I like it, Bird Nest. Oh, David Lopez, you love the one where Lucy reveals that she's pregnant. Interesting. I was actually, believe it or not a big fan of the pregnancy episodes. I couldn't relate to them, to be honest. I relate to seeing little Ricky, because my name was Ricky as a kid, and like that type of thing. But other than that, not much, Petticoat Junction. I can't even say it. Petticoat Junction and Green Acres. Aren't those more slow-paced shows? The thing for me, I started noticing, I was like, why do I like certain shows? Not that there's anything wrong with slow-paced shows. I watched Laurel and Hardy, and that's fairly slow-paced for slapstick, let me tell you. But I like a lot of physical comedy, and that's the thing that ties into all these shows for me, physical comedy. Dramas I watch, but I'm not like head over heels over a lot of dramas. But I love shows that are well written, well executed. There's like weird plots, or like they connect. I love shows like Seinfeld that connect. It's just like a web of ideas, and everything's so well written that it's like all the ends are tied and they relate in some way. I love that for sure. The one where she had the baby was hilarious. It was funny though. It was funny. I will give you that. Emmett again coming with another $2 donation. Thank you so much for that, Emmett. You've been killing it today, literally. I've got to get you a special shout out in one of my next videos. Choose what you want, Lucy or whatever, and just send me a quick message and I'll definitely shout you out. Can you continue commenting QA via Twitter DMs? I'm not on my Twitter much. I'm on Instagram though. So if you want to check out Instagram, Facebook though is the best place. Facebook message through my Rick9G page. Yeah. And Tyler LaChance, thank you so much. Big Star Trek fan right there. Thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate it. It's well appreciated. Again, I use those things and cycle them back to you guys as much as possible. Rick, how do you like the classical music? I would love to hear your opinion. Classical music in general, I think it's pretty nice. It's not the first thing I listen to, but it's great to like calm me down. And for certain things, like for studying, it's really good. I really respect it. And there's a lot of beauty in classical music that I do respect. Again, a love for those type of arts, not really like paintings, but like visual musical arts and stuff. Not that I know much about it. So yeah, definitely. Okay. Bill Frawley did 165 episodes of My Three Sons. That's a lot. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Are you going to raid Area 51? I'm a big Area 51, like Bob Lazar guy. Now watch my feed like cut. But yeah, I'm big into that. I told you guys I love Star Trek, right? Ooh, a real alien shows up on look at that, talking about that on the Munsters, and the show is over. Awesome. Lord Beerus, I've shared your channel on Facebook to help you try to get. Oh, thank you so much, Lord Beerus. You're awesome. Again, it's subscribers that help spread the message of my channel that help out so much. Really, thank you so much. Beethoven was the Beatles of the Romantic era. I like that. That's actually really good. Really good summation there. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys and gals. I'm going to take off from the live stream. I will try to keep you updated on when I want to do these live streams, keep you guys updated. I don't know if this is a good time, later, earlier. I try to do them when I'm available, obviously, when I have the time to set aside to do them. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much. I hope you're staying positive. I hope you're not letting negative things get you down. I hope that you are trying to always improve yourself. Some of the things, honestly, that I always try to remind you of, believe me, I say them to me first because I need that reminder as well. So we'll see you next time. And don't forget, be hopeful.